Well, hello, my name is MacLeod Builder with the channel Fails for Everyone, and today I will be playing Tekkit. Tekkit recently had an update to 1.5.1, so I decided why not go back to Tekkit. I actually haven't played it in a bit of, some time. I was getting more involved with the Volts mod, and as I tend to host a server on my computer with some friends, you can assume what ended up happening. Someone got red matter, and the server died. Well, yes. Once again, just going back to Tekkit, creating a new world. Le random seed. Random seed, and that's the use I'm gonna. I'm just gonna use a random seed. Nope. Le random seed. That seems to work. Default allow cheats. Nah. Bonus chest. I probably want a bonus chest. Just saying. Done. And create new world. It's actually, I very rarely use a bonus chest, but just for the sake of entertainment, I will actually use it. This is weird. I don't know. I think the bonus chest is supposed to appear next to you though, so I'll see what happens. I actually have a, I've been writing just listing things down of ideas I could talk about. So hopefully I'll have topics and I won't just get quiet eventually. And I'll just wait for the game to start. See, one idea I was just talking about, just basically capitalism against communism. What's better, what's worse, and I really think the best thing is, in fact, capitalism. I mean, capitalism does have its downfalls, and why am I lagging? Its downfalls, there are really poor people, and communism tends to bring that up a little bit. Ah, my microphone just fell. Ah, everything's failing. Ah, and capitalism does tend to actually keep poor people down. While communism, everyone's equally poor, so there's that. Bam, three capitator. Actually, I'm gonna look into the settings, options, video settings, normal, fast, because I am recording, so might as well use VSync. Probably want to leave that on. Smooth lighting, off. I think that pretty much will solve all lag problems. Do, do, do. Oh yes. See, communism as it exists nowadays isn't really communism per se. It's more, you say elitist Marxism in a sense. Elitist because there's a group of elites controlling, and Marxism because the elites sort of control who gets what, and it is technically more or less evenly distributed between the non-elites, although the elite technically gets more. While capitalism, it's based on what you actually do. Your job dictates how much money you get. And although normally you can do something to sort of influence what job you get, it goes down to the education you receive, what kind of job you're likely to get. And that's the thing about capitalism. Capitalism, you can improve yourself. Let's say one day, I have my money saved up, I am a poor worker, and I decide, you know what? I have some money saved up, I want to go back to college, maybe learn an actual job. Or maybe I'm not rich enough for that, and I say maybe a technical school, learn on site and actually maybe get paid while working. You could also do that. And one of the cool things about America is actually entrepreneurship. You can just go on and ooh, what's this? You can actually just go on your own and think, you know what? I have a product. Maybe I can give it someone to give me some money and capital to bring this to market. And if it works, it could for you. You made money. This looks fancy. I wonder what kind of wood it is. Ooh, what's that? Raw rubber. Interesting. Oh, wow. That looks even more interesting. Yes, and that's a cool thing about capitalism. You can actually get yourself, you can improve your situation. While in communism, your situation is dictated by normally the elite, although in true Marxism, it's actually dictated by how many resources there are. And then again, there's the idea almost you could say every communist nation that's ever existed has existed without democracy. While in a sense democracy is supposed to be part of communism. And that's the thing. Some people say I've mentioned, democracy is supposed to be part of communism. Like, oh no, democracy is against communism. And people don't seem to understand that democracy is a type of, oh, it broke. It's actually a type of govern, well, a type of, you could say, regulating. It's hard to explain. Basically, it's a democracy could be a type of government. Well, communism is a type of economy. Well, the way I see it, although Marxism sort of encompasses everything because it tells you how the government should work, how the economy should work, why people should work. Basically, the laws all falls under Marxism. But communism, in the way I see it, is the economy, the type of market they have, which means there really isn't a market. I think I have a lot of resources. That looks cool. I'll keep the rubber wood. Let's see, I'm on an island. Cool. What was? Yeah, I just put random seed. Let's see, anything interesting or cool looking? That way, maybe, but you know what? I'll just head out this way. Hmm. That's the thing, And once again, neither capitalism, Marxism, communism, like true Marxism, none of them are perfect. I guess, and again, true Marxism believes that Marxism is a natural process and will eventually get to it, but it will require, the worker class standing up. While capitalism is the idea that the ultimate goal is, for people is profit. So the only way we can regulate it is just give ourselves the opportunity to actually make money. Or actually, there's varying ideas on how capitalism works, but there's different things. Oh, a parachute. I should make a parachute. It's capitalism. It's there's more than one idea for it. Just like communism, but Marxism, how Marx wrote it, the way I read it, he seems to have an idea of basically what government is, how the government should work, how the people are regulated, how everyone should sort of just be working together. And I've actually read the Communist Manifesto, well, most of it. Most of it. It's actually funny. And unlike most people, I actually try to keep myself informed about these things because I want to know why they're bad. And in my opinion, communism is bad. Not because, oh, communism, it's a bad thing. It's because people, it'll never work with people. Because we people, we are not encouraged by the greater good. We're encouraged by the idea that we work, we get what we deserve for working. Ooh, what's this? So if there's no point in us working and there's no profit for us, we really don't tend to want to work as hard. I also, again with this whole idea, actually one of the movies I've seen actually saw Atlas Shrugged. Actually like the idea behind it. People, they want their quote unquote fair share, but it's not really their fair share. It's they just want what they can take from those who actually work. And in a sense, it's true. It's actually what's happening in America. But at the same time, the people who are getting the money do tend to be greedy. They tend to want to get more also. So it becomes a really slippery slope. Who do you support? Should we? Like, personally, I actually support certain socialist idea, like Medicare. I actually think part of my pay should actually go to help out old people that actually need those things. Because when I'm old, part of the check of the new kids is gonna go to help me out. So I actually don't mind that much because eventually that's gonna help me too. So, ideas like that, and that's technically a socialist idea. Yet every day in America we hear, "Oh no, that guy's a socialist. Like he's a commie fascist," which is funny because fascism is entirely normally against communism. So, fascism, strong nationalism, free market, but the government regulates a lot of things about the people's lives. So, but hey, you technically have a free market and you technically get to own things. So, fascism, it's closer to capitalism, except it's more strong government oriented. And it's kind of dumb when they compare it to communism because communism and fascism are like they're at the different ends of the stick. Just saying, to two sides of the coin of the extremist ideas, you could say. And that's true. They shouldn't really compare communism and fascism. Once again, with the idea, just yeah. Once again, with the ideas of communism, it's not that bad. Communism itself isn't that bad, in my opinion. It's just its implementation has been horrible so far. It has a very bad track record, especially against human rights. I mean, practically every communist nation has had horrible dealings with human rights. because at the end of the day, the individual doesn't tend to have enough power. My microphone's just flipping out. Doesn't tend to have any way to enforce his rights. You know, his right to get his own rights. So at the end of the day, the leaders don't really care. The elite just say, "Nah, it's for the greater good. So you have to suffer so we can keep fed." What's that? Ooh, that looks cool. It's like a oh, interesting. That looks really nice. Nice. It's like extreme hills combined with jungle and part of the desert. I'll see what I can find there. And that's true. And once again, the idea is to me capitalism isn't the perfect system. My idea is something more of a socialized capitalism. Well, for the government type, something more socialized combined with capitalism and a democracy. Just a democratic system that follows, free market ideals, but has certain socialized aspects to it to allow those who don't have the opportunity, of an education to help them out, to actually give them the opportunity. That's, I think, the best idea is because if everyone has the opportunity, anyone can succeed. The problem is, and how it stands, is that not everyone has the opportunity. You end up, I don't have enough money to go to college. What am I going to do? Well, there are certain things, there are scholarships, but you don't always get a chance to get those things. And that's where socialist ideas come in. Part of my paycheck might go to taxes that help fund schools that are practically free. But at the same time, there's the idea that, you know, here in America, I think this was actually some time back, so this information might be outdated. But we were actually the country that's one of the countries that spent the most money on education, but we were actually very low on the list compared to the money we were spending. And that goes with the we're not really spending our resources well. So why should we invest more? But at the same time, I think America, it's a great country. I mean, we've just there's amazing things that have been done in this country, but we sort of lost our edge. You know. But again, once again, capitalism is probably the best thing we can have. Communism, it's probably never gonna work, sadly, but certain socialist ideas, which aren't bad because socialist ideas, Medicare is a socialist idea. Anything where you take money from the individual for the greater good. The taxes they impose on you to pay for roads, that's for the greater good. That's a socialist idea. So at the end of the day, type of government that tries to give things for for the public, that's entirely a socialist idea. But again, in America, socialism, communism, horrible. It's like the two C words of government: corruption and communism. You get called a communist, it's almost as bad as being called corrupt. Actually, in some instances, you could be called corrupt and get away with it. But if you're called a communist, you're screwed. Although lately it's not as bad, but you know, thinking back in the day, World War, not World, Cold War era. Yeah, you'd rather be corrupt than be a communist, and that's how Nixon got away with it. Richard Nixon, he was actually, I think, what's his speech? Yeah, the little dog speech, I think it was, where he basically said, you get this little dog. How am I supposed to say no to it? And when he talked about being, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. He got, apparently he was bribed, and he basically compared it to getting a little dog, and he got away with it because he was anti-communist, and Americans would rather have a corrupt politician that would fight communism than actually just have a communist. So yeah, once again, communism, bad. Well, somewhat bad. Socialist ideals, good. Capitalism, great. Democracy, beautiful. I mean, even like aspects of democracy were supposed to be in the original Marxist ideas. Except, it's kind of hard to make people, give each other stuff when they work harder without actually forcing them to. I mean, if I'm working, let's say, 12-hour day, programming computers and doing stuff, and the government's like, you're only gonna get 3 bowls of rice and maybe a steak at the end of the week and maybe a pound of butter for the next 3 months. I would be like, wait, what? And what if a guy, let's say a barber, no education whatsoever, and he's a bad barber, and he gets the same thing as I do? I'd want more. And that's sort of why communism doesn't work when there's a democracy. Because people would say, I work harder, I will vote to have more. And that's when communism falls apart. Because if it isn't equal, it's not communism. then again, then there's the whole thing with, the elite being all like, we get to have more than you guys because we're in charge. Ooh, cows. I like cows. Hello, cow. I might just have to kill you. Don't worry, not it won't be very painful. I need to sneeze badly. I need to sneeze. Well, basically, what I've been saying, basically, it's mighty on these kind of things. So it might not be 100% correct or exact, but it's the way I see it. It's what I know. I'm actually sick right now, and I've been trying to record for quite a while. Well, 15 minutes. I guess that ends the clock. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, maybe even subscribe. I actually really appreciate comments because that you like it. Well, you like it. What do you like about it? You comment. It's actually better because it tells me what you like or what you think about my channel. Well, no, 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 no. Wait, I have to kill this first. Well, remember, comment, like, maybe even subscribe, and hopefully I don't die. Toodles. Ooh, what's that? Can I zoom in? Ah!